Theresa May is guilty of one of the most spectacular political miscalculations in British history. She gambled that she could turn a tiny parliamentary majority into a landslide that would give her a much stronger hand to negotiate Brexit. But today she finds herself with no majority and instead forced to rely on a small Northern Irish party to try and push through her Brexit plans. Here are three things that you need to understand about what might happen next. First, where does this leave Theresa May's Brexit plans? Mrs May says that the general election makes no difference to her Brexit plans. She plans to turn up in Brussels in 10 days' time for the first day of negotiations as if nothing has happened. But her critics say quite a lot has changed. Very large numbers of voters who voted Remain in the referendum swung to Labour in this election. She asked for a mandate to vote for her Brexit plans and she didn't get one. So there's a big question mark about whether she could actually push through her Brexit plans through Parliament now. There's a debate going on in the Conservative Party whether or not her plans need to be changed or modified in some way. That will only become clear over the coming days and weeks. Second, will it be a softer Brexit? Mrs May is unlikely to change her Brexit plans. She's already set out pretty clear red lines as to how she thinks the relationship with the UK and EU should evolve. No membership of the European single market, no membership of the European Union Customs Union, no more jurisdiction for the European Court of Justice, and no more freedom of movement for European citizens. But there is now pressure within the party to have a rethink about these red lines. Maybe the UK should try and stay in the single market, maybe it should try and stay in the Customs Union. But whether this is politically possible or not from the European side remains to be seen. But there will at the very least be now more pressure on her to compromise in crucial areas to try and get a better trade deal, and perhaps also harder for her now to walk away without a deal given the pressure that she'd like to face in Parliament. 3. Could there be no Brexit? It's still unlikely that Brexit won't happen. Both the Conservative Party and the Labour Party went into the election backing Brexit. But British politics is now in such a state of flux that almost anything is possible to imagine. Mrs May's government is not strong and stable, it's weak and fragile. There could be an election at any point in the next 2 years before Brexit negotiations are completed. That could prompt calls for Brexit to be delayed or even for a second referendum to be held. These may still look like outside chances, but yesterday they didn't even look as if they were remotely realistic. Anything is now possible.